How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now, on today's show, we're going to be talking about the Premier League and the big breaking news yesterday. The Premier League is back, June the 17th. We're also going to be taking a look at Arsenal's fixtures for the remainder of the season. And the last piece of news, we're going to stick with Arsenal because the chairman, Sir Chips Keswick, has finally retired.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start is that big breaking news yesterday that the Premier League is back. June the 17th is the date, and it looks like we're going to get to see some football again. Premier League football is poised to return after 3 months shutdown, with top flight games in England provisionally set to resume on Wednesday, June the 17th. Aston Villa versus Sheffield United and Manchester City versus Arsenal are scheduled to be the first two games when the Premier League resumes next month, before the first full round of matches starting from Friday, June the 19th. Once those two set of fixtures have been played, every club will have played 29 Premier League games after the two matches on June the 17th. The first full weekend of Premier League action will be June the 19th to the 21st. This season's remaining matches are set to be played on any 7 days in a week, with fans set to enjoy up to 4 live matches on a Saturday and Sunday. A total of 64 live games will be on Sky Sports from a provisional restart date of June the 17th. The plan for football to resume behind closed doors awaits the green light from the Department of Culture, Media and Sport, and of course the government. Sky Sports News have said that they have 3 stages in the return to play aspect of the DCMS guidance on the return to elite sport to still be finalised. Football in England has been suspended since March the 13th following an emergency meeting between the Premier League Football Association and the English Football League and the Women's Super League. Thursday's conference call was the second meeting of Premier League clubs in the last 2 days, and they unanimously agreed to resume contact training. There has been 12 positive results across the first 3 rounds of coronavirus testing. 4 positive tests were announced on Wednesday evening. A statement read, Premier League shareholders today agreed to a new provisional start date for the current season of Wednesday the 17th of June, provided that all safety requirements are in place. Aston Villa versus Sheffield United and Manchester City versus Arsenal, postponed due to the Carabao Cup final, will now take place on the 17th of June, followed by a full match round beginning on Friday the 19th of June. Due to COVID-19, games will take place behind closed doors. Premier League shareholders also approved a proposal that would see all 92 remaining matches broadcast live in the UK by the league's existing broadcasting partners, Sky Sports, BT, BBC and Amazon Prime. Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters went on to say that today we have provisionally agreed to resume the Premier League on Wednesday the 17th of June, but this date cannot be confirmed until we have met all the safety requirements needed, as the health and welfare of all participants and supporters is our priority. Sadly, matches will have to take place without fans in stadiums, so we are pleased to have come up with a positive solution for supporters to be able to watch all remaining 92 matches. The Premier League and our clubs are proud to have incredibly passionate and loyal supporters. It is important to ensure as many people as possible can watch the matches at home. So yeah, it's good news that the Premier League's going to be coming back. There's still a lot of hurdles to overcome yet, but that is the proposed start date. It does need the green light, from the powers that be in the government. One little worry for me would be the death rate in the UK, because it jumped up to over 500 yesterday. And it was a little lower than that today, or last night, should I say. And you've just got to hope that it doesn't, have a second spike. I really, really hope there's not. Since the lockdown rules were relaxed, what will be key is the next week to 2 weeks to see whether there's a spike. If there is, then you can forget about football being played. But if there's not, and things are going the way that they're going, then they're going to get these games done. And, Liverpool are going to, go and get their title. Relegation will get sorted out. European places will get sorted out. And what a great test for Arsenal. First game, Manchester City away. And I said this in the podcast with Robbie. You know what? It's probably a good time to play Manchester City. I know that might sound strange. And it's never really a great time to play them. But it probably is a good time to play them. Because they won't have had any matches. They won't have warmed up or anything else. So it's going to be quite even in that respect. In terms of the match fitness. Of course it will come down to quality. And they've got unbelievable amounts of quality. But it should be a fairly interesting game. And I'm looking forward to it. And of course, it's going to be Mikel Arteta going back to the Etihad. I suppose the only advantage that Manchester City have is that they're used to playing in stadiums without fans. So that might be an advantage. All jokes aside. But it's good that we're going to get it back. As long as it's safe. That's always been my primary concern. The safety. And it's not right playing football matches if there's 600, 700, 800 people dying a day. And I think that if, when June the 17th comes around, if there's 600, 700, 800 people dying a day and we're in a second spike, then there's not going to be any football. But if we've got it down to the numbers that, you were seeing last week, although it's bad and there's still people losing lives, they can get this done. And it's also very good that the matches are going to be shown live. So everybody gets to see what's going on. And, it doesn't matter who you support, you get to watch your team. And, for Arsenal, because, of course, that's my priority, looking at the remaining fixtures, of course, we have Manchester City, that opening game, which is the game in hand. We then go straight to Brighton, which is away from home. And you've got to presume that that will be a Sunday game, given the fact we're playing on a Wednesday. And I think that would be a good time to play Brighton as well, because playing Manchester City, we would have got 90 minutes under our belt. The players will be better for that. Whereas Brighton, they will be coming straight into it for the first time. So we could have a bit of an advantage there. Norwich at home. You've got to look at that and say that should be 3 points. That's quite a good game to have. Wolves away. Normally a very, very tough fixture. But one of Wolves' strong points is their fans. And having no fans in the stadium could be quite a leveller. So that could be a decent game for Arsenal to play. You're looking at Leicester at home after that. Again, Leicester in a great position, having a great season, but our home form against Leicester is really, really good. So you look at that and I'm quite confident with that game. Then you've got the big game, Tottenham away, North London derby behind closed doors. That's going to be a very, very interesting game. It could go either way and you can't really call that one. Given the fact that there's going to be no fans in the stadium and it might lose that intensity that the North London derby is so renowned for. After that, it's Liverpool at home. And again, some people might laugh, but that's a great time to play Liverpool, in my opinion. They're going to be champions by then. Surely going to be champions by then. They're not going for an unbeaten season. There's going to be no fans in the stadium or anything else. It's going to be so difficult for Liverpool. I don't care what anyone says. Once they've won that league, and there's no unbeaten record or anything to try and chase down, it's going to be so difficult for Liverpool to maintain any kind of high intense level. It genuinely is. When teams have got something to play for, like Arsenal, we're going to have something to play for, European places and whatnot. Your levels are going to be raised. Whereas Liverpool's are like, we've done our job. Business is done. We've won the league. What more do we need to do? It's really difficult. Aston Villa away. Again, Villa going to be fighting relegation. Going to need the points. But them playing in front of an empty stadium is a disadvantage to them. So that could be a good time. Watford at home. You've got to hope for 3 points in that one. Watford, they're going to be fighting for survival, so they're going to want 3 points. And then, of course, there is Southampton away that needs to be scheduled. There isn't an actual fixture for that when the games were supposed to be played anyway. So it'd be interesting to see where they fit that one in as well. But looking at those games, on paper, they look difficult. And do you know what? I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, it can't be that bad. Manchester City could be a good time. Liverpool's a good time to play them. Wolves away with no fans to help them. That could be good. Got a great home record against Leicester. Tottenham could be anything. It's not that bad. And it'd be very interesting to see how we do. That's for sure. Now, last piece of news involves Sir Chips Keswick at Arsenal. And he has retired as Arsenal chairman. Thank you. Finally. Good riddance. And shut the door on your way out. But he has released a statement on the Arsenal website. So I will read it out. And he says that it's been an honour to be chairman of this great football club. Arsenal has always held a special place in my life, and that will remain the case in the future. I made my plan to retire at the end of this season clear to the board before the global health crisis we are now experiencing. The club is in safe hands with Stan and Josh, the board and the executive team. I know Arsenal will emerge strongly from this situation, and I look forward, like all supporters around the world, to seeing the team in action as soon as possible. Well, first and foremost, don't put us in the same breath as you. You're not a supporter. I remember AGM meetings when fans were asking him questions and he was sitting there. And for all of you that don't actually know any of this and realise about AGMs and the way that he's treated fans, when fans were at an AGM and you get your chance to ask the owners and the chairman and everything questions about the club and the direction they're going in, there was one point when he sat there and he went like this to a fan's question. And he just shooed him away like that. And what did he turn around and say? It was about, that's just noise. That's just noise. And it was a question to do with the Champions League and about, you know, competing in it or something along them lines. And he just dismissed it like that. Like you're a little child, little boy. Good riddance to Chips Keswick. One of the old guard. Dinosaur. Out the door. Bye-bye. See you later. Like I said, shut the door on the way out. Make sure you don't hit your head. There's not a single Arsenal fan that is sorry about this. If you go on to the social media pages of Arsenal where they announced it, go and look at the comment section. Everybody's happy. Everybody's over the moon. That says it all, doesn't it? I don't need to say any more about it. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.